initially on the TV.
Yeah. I think the time it took to be awarded will probably tell you that I think it was harsh on us, to be honest. I think Cags' movement, it's a functional movement. He's coming round. It obviously touches his hand, but it certainly wasn't intentional. And no, that was a huge disappointment for us in a game that we were well in.
It didn't actually stop the flight of the ball. I mean, even though it actually touched his fingers, it didn't divert the ball at all.
No, but listen, we've seen it all season, some of the decisions, and it's part of the luck that's gone against us. We've had quite a few, we've had West Ham where centre half sort of arms the ball into the goal, but it cost us late on, and we had 1 point instead of 3 in that game. So yeah, it's happened to us, a number of times over the course of the season, but yeah, hugely frustrating.
Brendan, how is that clear and obvious when there's an incident in another game across town today, Chelsea-Newcastle, that doesn't even get referred to VAR?
Yeah, I haven't seen that, Mike, but it's obviously, I think we've seen a lot of decisions, and listen, I don't like to go on about the referees. I'm not one. The guys will tell you, I know it's a really difficult job, and I try to respect what they have to do, but there is a lot of inconsistency in it, and some of the decisions are, of course, end up costing you.
Brendan, you've been doing it all season, obviously playing Thursday, Sunday, but as the season wears on, does that become harder and harder to manage? And you see that maybe with your team selection today, was that the thinking behind this?
Yeah, very much so. Physically, it's tough for us, having had so many players out throughout the season. That sort of depth of quality isn't probably in our squad that a lot of teams maybe in Europe, especially the top end of the league, would have. But what we'll see is the players give everything. I just have to somewhere along the line try and recover players, and obviously like today we bring out Wilf and Yuri, but we bring in Pape, who I thought did really well. He's won recently the African Nations, and James Maddison, who's a very gifted player. But some of our other guys we haven't been able to change. And then what limits is our full-backs are coming back, but they can't play 90 minutes. So Ricardo Pereira can only play 60. So there's one sub before you even think about anything else in the game, because he's coming off, and then JJ comes in. So you're trying to get these guys up to match fitness, but it is a real challenge for us.
Okay, I'm going to take 2 at the front end and 1 at the back. This gentleman here.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi.
Penalties in this side. What did you think about Chala Soyuncu's performance today?
Yeah, I thought he did well. He's a good guy. He's committed. He's come back to form over these last numbers of weeks. He had a difficult spell, but he's kept fighting. He's kept working, and I thought he did well in the game.
Okay, please.
We obviously know Jamie Vardy, Kelechi and Ash playing a little bit, Patson Daka playing a little bit. How hard is it for one of them to really stake a claim in this side? We saw Kelechi was involved a little bit today, but probably not as much as you would have liked to have seen. Yeah,
I think sometimes it's the game. If you look at both teams today playing 4-3-3 when they had the ball, pressing in 4-4-2. So in that structure, then you need a striker that can play in between the lines and come underneath. And Kells is more efficient at that than Patson. If you're looking for someone to stretch the line, get in behind like Jamie, then Patson's that guy. So yeah, it's just you're looking at each game and what each game needs. And I thought Kells had some good moments in the game. But yeah, that's the options that we have at the moment without Jamie.
I'm going to go 1 at the back. I'll come back for Rob.
How's Brendan at the back? Can I just ask your thoughts on Aaron Ramsdale? It seems like playing against you. It's like you'd scored against him again today, your arms are up, and then your face went almost like you're surprised the ball didn't go in.
Yeah, for me he's the best English keeper at the moment. I think he's top. I think his progression since he's came into Arsenal. He's playing at a huge club, different expectation on how to play football. I think he's dealt with that really well, and he looks like he's grown into the club here. He's playing now with a calmness. I think when I seen him earlier on the season, he was jumping about, but now he's got a real nice calmness to his game. plays well with his feet, but like I said, he makes saves. And he saved from Barnes, he looked in all the way, and that was a great save that keeps Arsenal in front.
That's quite an accolade to call him the best English keeper.
Yeah, I think so.
Rating.
Yeah, absolutely. I observing and watching and seeing the level of his game. You know, he's obviously got one game a week as well, so he can really work on it and train. And but now it's a huge credit to him and the work that he's been doing. That he looks outstanding goalkeeper, making saves, and very importantly, the highest level. You have to be able to have comfort with the ball, and he's very good with his feet.
Okay, Rob Tanner, please.
Hi Brendan.
Hi, Rob.
Friday I asked you how you were going to get James Maddison in this side, in that system. You seemed to change it just before you had a really great spell of about 20-25 minutes where you were on top of the game. So what was the change in his role?
It didn't change whatsoever.
It changed because he seemed to be playing more advanced until then, and then he was playing as an 8.
No, that's where he was playing. That's where he was playing, I think. But
Like he was starting up centrally alongside.
no, that's when he was pressing. So when he was pressing the game, he was up there, similar to Odegaard for them. You know, when they were pressing the game, he would push up, and then it was 4-4-2 in your press. James was doing a similar role for us. He just maybe started to run a bit more and come back. But then when he had the ball, the idea was to come drop down into that 8 position. So without being clever, that was what it was, Rob. So but it didn't change. Okay.
Okay, last one then.
Thanks. Brendan, I just wanted to ask about Keenan Dewsbury Hall.
Mhm.
Some good moments shown by him from the youngster, especially in the moments in the second half where it looked like your side were beginning to regain some control of the game. What do you make of his performance and his potential in this Leicester side?
Yeah, I think he's got big potential. I think it's just time and experience. He's playing game after game. You know, he's got an incredible physicality, and with experience, he's only going to get better. You know, I thought that side was a real threat for us in the first half. You know, like Luke Thomas as well, at 20 years of age. Harvey Barnes looked a real threat as well. But yeah, that triangle has been working really well for us. And Kieran, it's just patience, just time, experience, intensity. You know, when you're playing 3 games in the week virtually, for a young player that can be tough. You know, especially at a high level. But he's only going to improve and get better, and I think you'll see those improvements over these next 2 or 3 years. Okay.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thanks.